Defensiveness is the tendency to protect yourself quickly when something feels threatening to your identity, choices, competence, or intentions. A simple question can feel like criticism, feedback can sound like an attack, and admitting a mistake can feel surprisingly uncomfortable. Defensiveness does not always mean you are unwilling to improve. Often, it develops because your mind has learned that protecting yourself feels safer than staying open. Understanding the reason behind that reaction can make it easier to respond without automatically going into self-protection. Number 1, you experience feedback as a personal attack. When feedback feels connected to who you are rather than what you did, even constructive comments can trigger a defensive response. Instead of hearing, "This part could be improved," your mind may hear, "You are not good enough." That interpretation creates an immediate need to protect yourself. Learning to separate your behavior from your identity can make feedback easier to hear. Number 2, admitting mistakes feels like losing status. Some people associate mistakes with weakness, incompetence, or loss of respect. Because of this, acknowledging an error can feel more threatening than defending it. You may explain, justify, minimize, or shift attention toward other factors to avoid feeling exposed. A mistake, however, does not automatically reduce your value or credibility. Number 3, you are afraid of being misunderstood. Defensiveness can appear when you become highly concerned that other people will interpret your intentions incorrectly. You may immediately explain yourself, provide excessive details, or correct every small misunderstanding. The urgency comes from wanting to control how others see you. Sometimes allowing another person to have an incomplete understanding is less damaging than constantly trying to prove your intentions. Number 4, you learn to protect yourself during conflict. If past disagreements involved harsh criticism, blame, humiliation, or unpredictable reactions, your nervous system may learn to prepare for conflict quickly. Even a calm conversation can then feel threatening because it resembles situations from the past. You may interrupt, argue, withdraw, or become overly explanatory before the other person has actually attacked you. Recognizing this learned response can create space for a calmer reaction. Number 5, you need to be right to feel secure. For some people, being correct becomes connected to feeling competent and safe. When someone challenges an opinion, the disagreement can feel like a threat to self-confidence rather than a normal difference of perspective. This can lead to arguing over small details or struggling to say, "I might be wrong." Confidence becomes healthier when it can survive being corrected. Number 6, vulnerability feels uncomfortable. Defensiveness can also protect deeper feelings such as embarrassment, insecurity, guilt, or fear of rejection. Instead of admitting, "That hurt me," you may become irritated. Instead of saying, "I don't know," you may pretend to be certain. The defensive reaction creates distance from the vulnerable emotion underneath it. Recognizing that emotion can reduce the need to protect yourself so aggressively. Number 7, defensiveness has become an automatic habit. After enough repeated experiences, defensiveness can become almost instantaneous. A certain tone, question, or criticism appears, and you respond before consciously deciding how you want to communicate. The pattern can become so familiar that it feels like part of your personality. Breaking it begins with noticing the trigger, pausing briefly, and asking whether you actually need protection in that moment. Defensiveness can develop from taking feedback personally, fear of admitting mistakes, concern about being misunderstood, learned conflict responses, the need to be right, discomfort with vulnerability, or an automatic protective habit. The goal isn't to stop protecting yourself completely. It's to learn when protection is necessary and when openness would serve you better. You can disagree, explain yourself, or correct a misunderstanding without turning every uncomfortable moment into a battle.